Once there was a village named Hollipur. People were living happily in this village as they had lot of land and water for farming. The village was surrounded by mountains. People call these range of mountains. One day, a couple of forest tribes came to this village. They did not know how to talk and used sign language for communication, which the villagers did not understand. There was a heated argument between the villagers and the forest tribes. At one point, the argument turned into a serious fight. Then more villagers came and then the forest tribes ran away. Then the villagers gathered around and discussed why suddenly the forest tribes came into the village and started fighting with us. One villager said that they came into the village to take away the water and the farming land from them. This made the villagers to be very angry, and they wanted to protect their land and water at any cost. Then they decided to fight them back. After some days, the forest tribes again came into the village. The villagers started fighting with them. There was a heavy blood loss on both the sides. Then the forest tribes went away. These kind of fights happened often between the villagers and the forest tribes for around 20 years. Even after 20 years, the fight did not stop. The villagers even started practicing martial arts, like sword fighting, to defend themselves against the forest tribes. They also made a rule that the kids at an early age should practice martial arts and fight against the forest tribes to defend their village. During this time, there lived a kid named Malin in this village. Malin was not interested in the martial arts. He had a weird habit of climbing the Kati mountain in their village. But he never reached to the top of the mountain. His parents used to ask him to practice martial arts. But he continuously refused it, saying that he was not interested. His friends used to tease him, saying that he was a coward and he was not able to practice martial arts. But Malin used to ignore them. One day, some villagers talked to Malin's parents and scolded them, saying that their kid was not good as he was not practicing martial arts. They got embarrassed a lot on hearing this. Then his parents scolded Malin and forced him to learn martial arts. Malin had no other way but to obey them. From the next day onwards, Malin started practicing martial arts. He tried his best in practicing martial arts. But he was not able to learn anything. He got frustrated with himself and conveyed the same to his parents. This angered his parents a lot. Out of anger, his father asked him to leave the house. Malin started crying and ran away. He went to the mountain and started climbing the Kati mountain. This time, he was very determined to climb to the top of the mountain. Meanwhile, the villagers heard the news that forest tribes are coming with an army to fight the villagers. So they were preparing for the war. After a long time, Malin reached the mountain top. To his surprise, he saw a dark cave in the mountain top. He was so much scared when looking into the cave. He gathered courage and started walking into the cave. He took each step very carefully as that place was totally creepy. Suddenly, he heard a voice, and it asked him to come closer. He got scared a lot. But still he went closer. Finally, he saw an old man in the deathbed who was not able to walk. Malin asked him, who was he? The old man said he was a thief 20 years back. He said that he stole an invaluable statue and hid that in this cave. He also said that one day, suddenly his legs got paralyzed. All these 20 years, he was living with the available fruits and vegetables in the mountain. He wanted to escape, but he did not have the strength to climb down the mountain. After saying this, the old man died. Malin got shocked and went further inside the cave. Then he saw that invaluable statue. The statue looked like it belonged to the forest tribes. He immediately understood that the old man stole this statue from the forest tribes. He also realized that, somehow, the tribes knew this, and they wanted to get this statue back by entering the village. This was the reason for the whole war. On realizing this, he quickly took the statue and climbed down the mountain. On the ground, the villagers and the forest tribes were about to start the war. Suddenly, they saw Malin running to that place very quickly. Forest tribes saw the statue in his hand and was shocked. Malin slowly gave that statue to the forest tribes. Forest tribes received it happily. The villagers were surprised and did not understand what was happening. Then Malin explained everything to the villagers. The villagers understood the entire story and realized that to get the statue back, the tribes tried to enter the village. The forest tribes expressed their gratefulness. They also started to help the villagers from that day onwards. The villagers appreciated Malin for his bravery and efforts. They also expressed that they are grateful to have a boy like Malin in the village. On hearing all these, Malin's parents became very proud of Malin. That's the end of this story. Friends, let's see the lessons we can learn from this story. The villager claimed that the forest tribes were attacking only for their land and water without any investigation. He should not have jumped to the conclusion. The other villagers also believed him though there was no evidence. The villagers scolded Malin's parents, saying that they did not raise him well. In reality, nobody can control or take responsibility for other person's behavior. Though Malin did not like martial arts, he experimented practicing it by moving out of his comfort zone. We do not know what we are good at without experimenting and trying out new things. Though Malin was teased by his friends and scolded by his parents, he followed his talent of climbing mountains. He was being himself without bothering about others' comments. This led him to find the statue and stop the war. Lesson summary. Don't jump to conclusion. Gather enough evidence and act slowly and mindfully in all situations. You can't control or take responsibility for other person's behavior. Let others live their life. Experiment and keep pushing your comfort zone to discover your talents and strength. Live a life which involves using your talents and strength to meet the purpose of your life. Thank you.